It's 6:30 straight ahead. A path of destruction left after a deadly tornado outbreak Saturday night. Plus, state leaders get a first-hand look at the devastation. The help that they promise is on the way. And at least 4 people killed in the storms and over 100 others injured. We've got the latest on the recovery.
Live from 12 Studios, this is News 12 AM.
Good morning, Texoma, and thanks for joining us. I'm Annette Campbell. It was a heartbreaking weekend for most of southern Oklahoma. Not just one, but multiple tornadoes struck multiple cities. We will check in with News 12's Kylee Dedmon in a minute, but first, let's go to Brian Briggs, who joins me now in the Weather Center. And Brian, I know you were here Saturday night covering all of this damage.
Yeah, several tornadic thunderstorms rolled through Texoma, and yeah, unfortunately, we're just now getting to the point where we're really starting to kind of wrap our heads around what exactly happened this weekend. And here are the reports, at least as of this morning. So I believe over 20 tornadoes were reported out of this weekend outbreak. A lot of them did occur just to the north of Texoma, but we did have several here as well. So this is kind of the big picture here. Zooming in a little closer, we have Marietta, Ardmore, Sulphur, and even Ada, at least formally on the board. 2 EF3s, 1 EF2, and this one up in Ada doesn't have a rating on it per se yet because the National Weather Service has confirmed one, but they just don't know the intensity. These are all preliminary reports too. They are subject to change, and they're also going to be out surveying additional damage reports here through the coming days. I would not be surprised if Texoma got more tornadoes, so we'll keep you updated. In addition, we had several inches of rainfall fall in areas that really just don't need it. 4 to 6 inches of rain, which is resulting in a very dense fog this morning. So be very careful out on the roadways. Good news is the sun comes out today, but we have more thunderstorms on the way through this weekend and through the upcoming work week. We'll talk about that here in a second, but back to you, Annette.
Thanks, Brian. The city of Ardmore has formally declared a state of emergency in a video posted yesterday by the mayor of Ardmore. She is urging the community to stay home and off the streets in Ardmore as there is major damage to electrical and communication infrastructure. Now on News 12's Kylee Dedmon is live in Ardmore with a look at the damage. Kylee, what can you see?
Hey, good morning, Annette. Yeah, I've seen a wide variety of destruction from my drive up into Ardmore in Love County. I was seeing down signs, some damaged buildings, and then once I got into Ardmore, I saw some down power lines like we mentioned earlier on News 12 AM talking about how dark and how there was no electricity. Now, I'm here in the parking lot of the Plainview High School's stadium, and as you can tell, it's still pretty dark. I mean, it is also foggy with the weather. Now, according to the poweroutages.com, Carter County has a little less than 3,000 customers still without power, so it is working to get its way back on for the electricity. Now, like you just mentioned, the city of Ardmore, their mayor posted a video on a Saturday, and Cheryl Ellis said that there was 5 tornadoes that touched down Saturday night in Ardmore, and we know that one of them is a confirmed EF2 tornado that did a lot of damage, like I mentioned, with the down power lines, with electricity, and even some of those buildings. Both Ardmore and Plainview schools have canceled classes for today, and there are more school districts that have canceled classes. You can find those schools. It's up on our website at KXII.com. Now, we have a few helping centers all over the community and also around Ardmore. Let me mention a couple of them to you. In Ardmore, there's a shelter set up at Christ Community Church, and at 8 this morning, the Convoy of Hope will be at Crystal Rock Cathedral to help with food and emergency supplies. I'm going to say that one more time for everybody out there. Ardmore, there's a shelter set up at Christ Community Church, and at 8 this morning, the Convoy of Hope will be at Crystal Rock Cathedral to help with food and emergency supplies. Now, I've also seen community members from all over Texoma, both in southern Oklahoma and North Texas, wanting to help out. So just find pages up on our website that can help out as well. But reporting live in Ardmore, Kylee Dedmon, News 12.
Thank you, Kylee, for that coverage. Along with Ardmore, large tornadoes touched down several other southern Oklahoma cities, causing fatalities. 4 people are dead and over 100 people are injured from Saturday night's tornadoes. You can see the damage right here on your screen. In Sulphur, much of the town has been destroyed.
I mean, literally, it's just the amount of damage that was done. So we've got early reports. They think this is an F4, just kind of blowing right through downtown here. And I just haven't seen this much destruction from my time as governor.
Well, Governor Stitt declared a state of emergency for 12 Oklahoma counties. This includes Carter, Love, and Murray counties. Staying in Sulphur, recovery from Saturday night's tornado is underway. News 12's Jerry Vaughn tells us how the community is working together to pick up the pieces.
Community volunteers here at the Crossway Baptist Church are lending a helping hand to those affected by the damaging tornadoes Saturday night in need of food, clothing, or shelter.
If they need a place to stay, if they can't stay here at the shelter, possibly putting them in a hotel room, helping relocate to another house or apartment.
Oklahoma Highway Patrol Captain Shelby Humphrey says the massive tornado hit the heart of the town, wiping out about a 15-block chunk of Sulphur's vibrant downtown.
Well, right now they're still looking for anybody that might be injured, still out there. They have recovered approximately 30 injured people at this point.
Over 200 first responders arrived to the scene to assist with cleanup and rescue missions for those still trapped inside.
When we came here, everybody was making sure we were okay. They were giving us blankets. We were able to get some clothes, to get our wet clothes, and they set up cots as quickly as they could.
Family and friends looking for their belongings, pets, and loved ones in the aftermath of the deadly tornado.
We were getting ready for a yard sale, and so we had storage tubs that we were going through things, and those have all been blown down here, and I'm just finding our things all over the place.
It's just devastating because we have family that live around here, and fortunately all of our family is okay. And man, if you don't take these things serious, you really got to. And
if you are in need of assistance from the damage of the tornadoes, or even if you just want to help, the American Red Cross has opened a shelter at Crossway First Baptist Church on Broadway for those impacted by this storm. In Sulphur, Jerry Vaughn, News 12.
Saturday night, the city of Ardmore was hit with at least one confirmed tornado. The storms left many with property damage and destroyed homes. The city experienced a citywide power outage, but as of 6:45 yesterday, power has been restored to 82% of OG&E customers. City leaders are asking citizens to check in on neighbors and stay home due to major electrical and communication infrastructure damage. Many businesses are closed due to the outages and damage. Now in Marietta, one person was killed and multiple buildings were destroyed or damaged after a large tornado touched down there on Saturday night. News 12's Talia Munson gives us a look at their damage.
This is the aftermath of a fatal tornado that ripped through Marietta late Saturday night. Among this, a local grocery and dollar store were also destroyed, and the hospital suffered significant damage. Now, first responders and volunteers are working to help those impacted.
The amount of damage to this little community is, heartbreaking, and it's going to take a long time to get back to normal.
When initially arriving on scene Saturday night, Love County firefighter and EMT Cole Greenwood described it as chaotic.
Buildings, the hospital, and having to ship patients out.
Sunday afternoon, Love County Sheriff Andy Cumberledge said the tornado claimed the life of a motorist on I-35 who he identified as a non-local resident. There were no other reports of injuries. Among the locations hit, the Dollar Tree warehouse, one of the area's largest employers. First responders are doing secondary searches to confirm they've checked on all impacted.
county teams are out clearing debris off the roads, making sure roads are passable. Our linemen are indispensable, getting power back on for everyone, making sure we have power.
And while that's keeping them busy, about 70 members of the community volunteer to help in any way they can.
When there's a disaster in this county, people come together, and it makes living here really sweet.
Anyone affected and first responders can grab necessities and food at the Marietta School cafeteria.
We just want to feed anyone who's hungry, who can't prepare a meal for themselves.
First responders have been working throughout the night and day to restore the community. Volunteers say they will be helping out as long as needed. In Marietta, Talia Munson, News 12.
A different tornado ripped through Holdenville, a town of about 5,000 people, late Saturday night. Hughes County Emergency Medical Services have confirmed 2 deaths and 4 others injured, and 14 homes are damaged or destroyed. Johnson County escaped the wrath of those tornadoes but did experience flash flooding. Emergency Manager Jason Bryant says 2 people were rescued near Mansville and another 2 had to be rescued at Pennington Creek in Tishomingo. Bryant said there were a couple of homes damaged there, but that thankfully there are no reports of any injuries. He says a few roads remain flooded and reminds drivers to turn around, don't drown. Oklahoma Gas and Electric says thousands remain without power across the state. We are seeing power restored to parts of Sulphur, Marietta, and Ardmore. There you see the latest numbers. OG&E says this will be a multi-day restoration event. To road closures now, not a good day to be out unless you absolutely have to. I-35 has opened both north and southbound at mile marker 15 in Marietta, but drivers should expect delays as they work to clean up debris in Love County. In Murray County, all lanes of State Highways 1 and 7 and U.S. Highway 177 in Sulphur are closed due to weather cleanup. And as you would imagine, schools will be closed today in towns impacted by these tornadoes. Sulphur, Marietta, Ardmore, and Plainview Public Schools all closed Monday today. So are both the Ardmore and Tishomingo campuses of Murray State College. Now, Brian Briggs joins me now from the Weather Center. And I know, Brian, you were here Saturday night covering all of the devastation. And of course, these tornadoes are fatal. And it was a very, very hard weekend for most of Texoma.
Yeah, definitely a significant severe weather outbreak occurred. It is late April, so it's not terribly uncommon, but just to see several destructive tornadoes like this in one night, that is a bit unusual. And we are all cleaning up, still trying to kind of wrap our heads around just exactly what happened. Here's what we're dealing with right now. Out of that tornado outbreak that not only occurred here in Texoma, but across the region north, there were 42 tornadoes that went as far north as portions even of Illinois. At least here in the Texoma area and the Southern Plains region, we got about half of those, maybe a little over half. And specifically here in Texoma, we had some violent tornadoes. Again, we've talked about Marietta, Ardmore, Sulphur, and even Ada. Now, the thing about the Ada tornado is it's not confirmed, at least in terms of the damage scale on it. It's still being sought out by the National Weather Service, but Sulphur right now is in EF3, Ardmore is in EF2, and Marietta is in EF3. So their preliminary ratings, there is subject to change on that. And we'll keep you updated if the National Weather Service does decide to kind of upgrade or maybe downgrade those tornado ratings. So we'll keep you updated. In addition, they are surveying additional damage, so there will likely be additional tornadoes added to this list, and we'll keep you updated on that as well. Adding insult to injury, we are dealing with a very heavy rainfall out of those thunderstorms, and as you saw, Johnston County also got some flooding, so that's not what you want to see as well. 4 to 6 inches of rain fell. Most of us got about 1 to 2, so that's why we are dealing with very dense fog this morning. A live look at your Holiday and Ardmore Tower Cam shows dense fog on the I-35 corridor. Visibility is down to less than a mile for most of us here at Texoma, so take it easy on the roadways. It's because our temperatures have cooled to our dew point temperature, which is a measure of moisture in the air. Upper 50s to mid 60s to start, upper 50s to mid 60 dew point temperature. So we're actually literally forming clouds at the surface. So again, we're expecting this to clear out and lots of sunshine moves in for the rest of your Monday. So normally we're supposed to be in the mid 70s. We're going to be getting back to the 80s today as the last bit of this unsettled pattern moves out of the Texoma region, and we should be enjoying some beautiful conditions this afternoon. This should also help for recovery efforts. We get a little bit of a breather in the weather department. At least we don't have to worry about scattered thunderstorms. Until we get to Tuesday night, additional thunderstorms could move into the I-35 corridor later during the evening, and then we get another wave of thunderstorms Wednesday into early Thursday here, and that could kickstart another active stretch of weather that lingers into the weekend. In terms of the severe weather risk, though, right now, the great news is we're not expecting major severe weather potential, just some spotty hail and gusty winds, but we don't need any more rainfall, especially after all that rain you just saw. Lake Texoma stats real quickly and your fish and game forecast, which is brought to you by Blackbeard Marine. Good luck if you're going to be heading out and about. So again, additional rounds of thunderstorms into the weekend. Right now, they do not appear to carry a major severe weather threat, but additional inches of rainfall, we don't need it. We'll keep you updated on the day-to-day.
Coming up next, a tribute concert kicks off a new area at the newly renovated Goddard Center in Ardmore. Time now is 6:44. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us this Monday morning. Time now is 6:47. Well, 2 people are in the hospital after a police pursuit ended in a crash. Yesterday around 6 p.m. on East 2010 Road near Soper, Oklahoma, An ATV driven by 32-year-old Brandon Archie was in felony pursuit by the police. When he attempted to turn left, he lost control of the vehicle and rolled about 3 times. Both Archie and his passenger were transported by air to the hospital with leg injuries, and the passenger also had some internal and head injuries, but both are in stable condition. The pursuit was named the official cause of collision, but Archie's condition, still driving, is still under investigation. On Saturday, the Goddard Center in Ardmore had a grand opening to unveil the newly renovated venue. Many of the upgrades to the 54-year-old center wrapped up last week after several years. This includes an additional 3,500 square feet to accommodate more events and guests. Now, residents got to see the center for the first time, followed by a special performance by Double Vision.
We have a building next door that is also part of this renovation that we teach art classes all year long. So it's a place for the community to come and enjoy arts and see an exhibit, and see a concert, see theater, and a great place to be.
Residents got to see the center for the first time, followed by a special performance by Double Vision. The band played hit favorites and a tribute to the classic rock band Foreigner, all marking a bright new era for Ardmore's Goddard Center. Time now is 6:48. We'll be right back with weather. Thanks, Brian. Fun weekend events took place across Texoma before the storms hit. News 12's Garrett Stringfellow was at a Denison festival Saturday, celebrating a deadly doctor who once practiced in town.
Doc Holliday may have died back in 1887, but his spirit was alive and well at the Saints and Sinners Festival in Denison on Saturday.
It's interesting to see such a famous character in pop culture and Hollywood having ties to our town here in Denison.
The notorious gunslinger had a dentist office just down the street from Saturday's festivities, which included demonstrations like blacksmithing and woodcutting, carriage rides, and of course, a parade.
The morals, the absolute character that people have from back in the 1870s are here today. And these people are having a good time. They're finding out what it was like and then realizing that, hey, we're not so different.
Kurt Chakowski says he loves being a part of this every year because of how much history there is to see and share in Denison.
Whether it be Doc Holliday, whether it be the James brothers, whether it be the Quantrell Raiders, just to get together and celebrate the heritage and the history that we have here in Denison is absolutely fantastic.
And the stars of the show were the live-action gunfights held in Heritage Park. It was a fun day for all, taking a step back in time and celebrating a different era for one of Texoma's great boomtowns.
I followed the Fee-Follet down that dark bayou.
In Denison, Garrett Stringfellow, News 12.
Welcome back. We know people are eager to help those impacted by the storms in southern Oklahoma. The top priority of the Red Cross is to provide shelter and support. They say financial donations are the best way to help. The Red Cross will use the funds for shelter, meals, relief supplies, emotional support, and recovery planning. You can visit redcross.org/donate to make a donation.
And thankfully, we will get a couple days of dry weather to help with recovery efforts out there. We do have some dense fog, though, this morning, so just be mindful of that. But we are on our way to sunshine for this afternoon. Temperatures in the 80s the next couple days, too. But here's the thing. The break in the thunderstorm activity is brief. Notice 7-day forecast has additional thunderstorm chances really beginning Tuesday night and continuing virtually every day until next week. Of course, it is that time of the year where we get more active weather, and overall severe potential right now appears low. We'll be here to keep you updated. We just don't need rain right now.
No, at least we have a few days of clarity.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Brian. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.